I'm glad to here to introduce our Tongji University School of Medicine or MBBS program. And also I'm glad to thank you, the China Admission, for having me to give this introduction to all the students or the students' parents or who are interested in the medical study in China and in Tongji. Okay, this is Lee, and I'm the Deputy Director of the MBBS program and also the Education Administrator for the MBBS program. And first, I would like to give you a brief introduction of our Tongji University. And you see the red circles is our medical centers at Shanghai. And also Tongji have 4 campuses. The main campus is Siping campus, and the North campus is our clinical training centers. And the students at their 4th years, they will go there to have the complete hands clinical trainings there. And also we have the Jiading campus. Jiading campus is a very big campus. If the students have opportunity, they can live there. Okay, and the medical centers is our also called the Huxi campus of Tongji, and the medical centers will leave the students in 2 years, and also the undergraduate and the graduate student there. And we have the teaching center and a lot of clinical science research or the basic science research center there. Okay, here are some pictures about that. And also, I would like to give a brief introduction of the Tongji history. And maybe somebody knows that Tongji is established in 1907 from German doctors Eric Paulun, and this German set up the Tongji University. And the medical is the originals of Tongji University, and Tongji University spent a lot of efforts to set up and also to promote Tongji's medical to develop. So it's a very good opportunity to join Tongji and be together to grow up. And also there's some history about I think a lot of university in China introduction that about the university arrangements according to the China government's education politics. And here, our Tongji rebuilt in 2001. At that time, our Tongji is also have planning to set up not only the Chinese top programs, also the English top program. Finally, we set up a Tongji MBBS programs in 2011. Okay, and why the students should choose Tongji? At first, I would like to give you some confidence or some evidence, and you guys may know that why Tongji is the best choice or maybe is a good choice. Okay, because Tongji, for the international, the recognitions agents, we know that the work committees for the accreditation of medical education, Ministry of Education, we meet the WICOM. Our Tongji clinical medicines are recognized by this agent. This is the national level agents that give of the accreditations until the 2030. And this means Tongji clinical medical education is recognized by the national level. And also, as of 2018, the MBBS degree has been taught in English language at 45 university. Tongji University, our medical school is least one of them. So if you choose them, and you'll be in the top one. And why the WICAM? Because WICAMs, we know that is also recognized by the international level. International level is the WFME, and you see the blue. The blue is the recognition state. If you get the degree and diploma from Tongji, and then your degree and can be used or can recognized by the blue areas. They also include very big areas. The North American and also the Australia and a lot of regions, and also some of the application region. That means after a very simple recognition or accreditations or verification, and then you can go to register there or take the license examination there. And here is our number. If you want to learn more about Tongji Medical School, and then you can come here. You can find our number. You see the famous number. This famous numbers means the WHO, and you can find our medical school there. And you can see here and our MBBS program, and they was there. They recognized by the WHO. And so if you in the work directories of medical school, that means you are definitely an international medical students. So you get a Tongji diploma and you can go to the work. The work is open to you. And also, if you want to get a certificate from the ECFMG, we have a very strong support to you. The ECFMG verifications and give you a lot of opportunities. You can take the USMLE or the JMCP lab or the Canadian, also a lot of all the AMC, a lot of license examinations you can go there after this verification or accreditation. And we already have some students. This is one of the students already get the ECFMG certificate doctors. That means we set up our Tongji MBBS programs in 2011. After that, we already have ECFMG certificate doctor. That means our strong in the medical education to give our students a support. So the students can go to a work and they have a very bright and very good medical career future. And also we have the GMC. If you guys want to go to the UK and to go to the UK to get the registration and practice there, you also can register the GMC, and they give a lot of opportunities to make your career to be better. And here, if some students from Thailand is now a very good developing country, and there are a lot of opportunity there. So our Tongji also MBBS program also in the TMC, the Thai Medical Council, we have the accreditation there. And I would like to give you some why our Tongji give us so many support or so many accreditation. They recognize us because our education system, we have the core comprehension to give our students culture. And the one you see is the ACGME. This is from the whole country, maybe the national or the international. This is from the US, and this is now the common, the mainstream thinking about that. This competence is very important. It's the foundation for the students. All of our educational curriculum based on these 6 core competencies. Oh, I don't want to read that. If you guys want to go to our Tongji, we give the explanations of list by list and to show you why these 6 core competencies is so important. And after the curriculum, after our application training, you will get that. And here's our curriculum based on the 6 core foundations. We have more than 3,000 teaching hours give you trainings. The intern is 96 weeks. It definitely can make the requirements of most of the medical councils while you want to take the license examinations. We also give you some Chinese language trainings. So all the students who want to graduate from Tongji, they need to get the HSK 4 language level. And you know Chinese, and that means your customs will be more. Okay, here is the overviews of our curriculum structure, and you see that we at the first year you will have the foundation of the common science trainings, and also we have the early clinical explore to give you the impacts of the science, and later you will have the pre-clinical training, and also we also call the basic medical training. After that, you can get the some of the license examination like step 1 or part 1. And after that, you can go to the clinic. And after the rotations, you can go to take the step 2 or part 2. Okay. And we have many affiliate hospital, but you guys will have the main teaching hospitals. The free is the East Hospital, Tongji Hospital, and the 10 people. These 3 hospitals have a very strong teaching support to the students to grow up. And also we have some specific, so very high ranking affiliate hospital like the Pulmonary Hospital, and also like the First Mental and Infant Hospital, like that. And while I will come here, I will give you the introductions one by one of our affiliate hospital. And here's our global partner, and our main global partner now is in the EU and the Germany, and also we have some partner in Japan and also in US a lot. And here's our students, and graduates. I hope you can be one of them. And if you join Tongji, and they also have initiate from Tongji and also have their first milestone from Tongji. I hope you choose Tongji, and we can give you this support, and you can initiate your medical career purchasing. Okay, that's all.
I think there are some questions from the audience about the program itself. One question is there any scholarships for this program?
The scholars at the beginning, so we don't give any scholars about that. But if the students were enrolled to our Tongji, they can apply some scholarship, like the early bird. If they come here, they may apply the early bird scholarship. And also, if they study at Tongji, they will apply the team scholarship, and also the Tongji. This is the medical university, and also they apply the Tongji Pleasant. The president scholarship in the university level, and also they can apply some scholarship from the IXO, the International Student Office, is the Excellence Volunteer Scholarship. If the students are excellent enough, I think this financial support is very strong.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And another interesting question from the student is it possible to continue working in China after he graduates from the MBBS program, and how much do you regard a person's grades and medical field experience during application for the MBBS program?
The English top, I think the English top program to the students, they can take the license examinations, to be honest, but maybe they are very difficult to register in the healthy care minister. I mean, because as you know, you graduate from Tongji, if not only the degree, they also want to take the residence training. You know that in China, the residence training is specific training. That doesn't mean you graduate from Tongji and then you can to be a practice in China, because you need to have more training after the graduation. To be honest, the English talk, it means that your guys should go to maybe the English speaking country is better. Anyway, Chinese is not easy because the language barrier, I think is the hardest part for the international students to pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. I think it's language barrier is one of the main challenge if they want to practice in China, but it's actually doable. Yeah. And then another question here is about how much will be the total fees annually, including tuition, hostel, and food for international students? Do you have an estimated for accommodation costs?
Okay, our tuition fee is very cheap, I think, because the study medicine is 45,000 RMB per year, academic year. So the dormitory depends, as many teachers mentioned, it depends on your choice. Because if you want to choose a luxury apartment, then that's very expensive, in Shanghai. But if you choose a common, I think is affordable. But our dormitory in at Tongji is not guaranteed, because as you know, the students are now not a kid. We encourage the students to have more social experience, so we don't guarantee to give the dormitory. But but we can give, but we have some support. The churches just like we can give them recommendations and which apartments running is better to the students.
That's right. And then another thing is for medical students, they need to pass HSK 4, right? So the question here is by when should they pass HSK 4?
Before they go to clinic. Because the student want to take the rotations in clinics, they have to face the patient. You know that in China, the patients that their English is not all the patients' English are good. Right. Maybe just a few. So if they have the HSK4 language proficiency, and then they have more opportunity to talk to the patients to practice their clinical skill.
That's right. Another question here is another popular question from student is a lot of them, they want to take US medical licensing examinations after they pass their MBBS programs in China. So does Tongji University also help students with preparing for the US MLE?
Sure, we have some students. We have the student organization or the student associate. They can join them and they can prepare together for the USMLE. Because not only USMLE, because some students, they want to pass the AMC, the Australia Medical Consultant License Examinations. They also maybe the AMCHK, the Hong Kong Doctors License Examinations, and also the UK, the PLAB, the PLAB. The examination, they have different student growth, and so they can join them to prepare, because different license examinations, maybe their focus point is different. The knowledge is the same, but they may have the main point is different. So they need to have their own choice to choose which growth they want to join.
Right. I think that's a very great support from the university for the international students. Okay, I think a few more questions from the same student. It's regarding the accommodation cost. Do you know an estimated cost for renting an apartment in Shanghai?
It depends on the student's choice, because you know in the ranking is maybe from if the two person loan maybe around 1.5 thousand, or maybe if luxury maybe even 6,000 per month. So it depends on the choice.
Yeah.
But for students, the common I think is. It's 3 to 4,000 RMB. Yeah.
Okay. Laosha, one final question here from the same student. Is it true that semester exams at Tongji University requires a lot of research, including research out of the textbook?
This is a very good question. That's the research of the textbooks. The science research of the. It's not only, it depends on the students' requirement also, and also their time. I think it depends on their time, because as you know, some of the students they are interested in their time. Some of the students want to focus on the prepare the next step, because they want to practice, so they want to be a doctor, so they need to focus their times on preparing for the next step, the license examinations. Some of the students think that maybe practice is not full of my life. I want to some science research or whatsoever, so they need to spend some time with the science research. And also, if the students, okay, I don't want to be a doctor, or also want to the academics. I want to run some medical business, and then they maybe have to spend their time or whatever. Then more to the other part. They combine together.
I think that should be all, Laosha. Thank you so much for your information today. It's very clear for the MBBS program at Tongji University. Thank you so much for joining today's Online Open Day.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.